What's up, guys? Welcome back to Late Night Frights. I'm Chris Brock, the co-leader, and this week is a theme week. So if this week is a theme week, then last week we did horror battles. And for the most part, everybody got to make their videos. A few people didn't get to because of internet problems, which is unfortunate, but you know, internet problems do occur. It does happen, and if you don't have internet, you can't upload videos. So it's really no fault to anybody. I've had internet problems in the past. It happens. There's really no way around it. But yeah, so this week's theme is a sci-fi horror theme, which is a theme that, you know, most themes on Late Night Frights, or not really most, but some themes on Late Night Frights really takes a lot of thinking of what you're going to review, because maybe that subgenre don't have a wide variety of films to choose from. But with the science fiction horror theme, we have tons. There's Aliens, Alien, John Carpenter's The Thing. There's tons of great sci-fi horror films to choose from. And, you know, I really wanted to go mainstream and choose one of the Alien films, but I decided to go with a film that I've heard mixed to negative things about. I've heard that it has kind of, you know, elements from The Shining, Hellraiser, and Alien combined into one, you know, film. And that really, you know, piqued my interest, and I really wanted to check it out. So without further ado, the film is from the year 1997, and it stars Sam Neill and Lawrence Fishburne, and that is Event Horizon.
At 0300 this morning, TDRS picked up an automated navigation beacon broadcasting at 2-minute intervals in Neptune orbit.
This is incredible. It's the Event Horizon. She's come back.
The Event Horizon was the culmination of a secret government project to create a spacecraft capable of faster-than-light flight. The ship doesn't really go faster than light. What it does is it creates a dimensional gateway that allows it to jump instantaneously from one point of the universe to another light years away.
Where's she been for the last 7 years, Doctor?
That's what we're here to find out. After 7 years in deep space,
There were 18 people on board this ship when it disappeared. I want them all accounted for.
Opening outer door.
it came back abandoned.
Any crew?
Negative. This place is a tomb.
But it didn't come back alone.
Captain Miller! I've got some problems here!
This ship has been beyond the boundaries of our universe. Who knows where it's been? And what it's brought back with it.
Did you hear that? What is it? The ship is reacting to us, and the reactions are getting stronger.
What are you telling me? That this ship is alive?
I have such wonderful things to show you.
Oh my God!
It knows my secrets. It knows my fears.
Vacate. I want off this ship.
You can't leave. She won't let you.
God help us.
Okay guys, so pretty much in the year 2047, a rescue vessel called the Lewis and Clark is dispatched because they get a distress signal from a starship called the Event Horizon, which has been missing for 7 years. And pretty much Captain Miller, who is played by Lawrence Fishburne, and his crew Well, also tagging along is Sam Neill. He plays Dr. William Willer. I think I pronounced that last name right or wrong, I don't know, but he plays the doctor. Pretty much they go and try to investigate and see what happened to the Event Horizon, why it disappeared, what happened to the previous crew members, and where it has been for the last 7 years. And not going to give away too much, but wow, it's a pretty crazy film. So that's pretty much a basic plot of Event Horizon. Okay guys, so I'm talking about the acting and the characters. So in terms of acting, I thought this film had average acting. I think Lawrence Fishburne was the one who delivered the best performance. His character was probably the one that was fleshed out the most. And that's not saying too much, because the character development in this film just isn't that good. It really isn't. I liked what they was doing with the character of, the doctor, Dr. William Willer. Willier, I think that's his name. Pretty much, I like what they did with him at first, but just the way that the path that his character is going on, the way that they just did his character, I just did not like it, towards, as the film progressed, I started to, dislike what they was doing with it, and I just didn't think that, Sam Neill should have been casted, because at first, he looked like he fit it perfectly, but what they did with his character, just did not like it, wasn't a fan of it. The other characters, they're kind of stock characters. You have the funny black dude, you have, the blonde chick, you have, the bald dude who gets mad, you have the pilot, and you have, like, the mother, the woman who has, a kid. And I just didn't care if they died or not. I really didn't, and it's kind of sad because you're really supposed to in horror films, but so whatever. The characters are very weak, but the acting I thought was, it was decent. It wasn't great, but it was decent. Okay, so I'm talking about the directing and the special effects. So this film was directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, who has directed, I could be mistaken, I could be thinking of a totally different director, but I think he directed the live-action Mortal Kombat film. I think he's directed the Resident Evil films. And, if he has, if this is the same director, none of those films really impressed me in terms of directing, but this film, I thought he did a really solid job. I thought the visually it looked amazing. It looked visually stunning. I thought, the way that, the interior of, the Event Horizon looked. I just love how all these designs, especially, the black hole, I just love how that looked, the gateway, how that looked. Just thought everything looked really good. I love the shots of space. I love, how it shows all the different planets like Earth and, just all that stuff. I thought it looked really good in terms of special effects. That stuff definitely holds up today. So directing, I gotta give this, thumbs up. It was solid directing by Paul W.S. Anderson, and, yeah, I know he has a lot of haters, but I actually like his directing in this film. In terms of special effects, like I already stated, how space and Earth and all this right here looks like, the Event Horizon, that all looks good. There's some effects that don't really hold up, but those are kind of, few and far in between. But in terms of gore, because this film does have a lot of gore to it, the gore is wow. There's a few scenes at the end that just wow. So in terms of special effects, I gotta give it a thumbs up. Definitely are the two biggest, high points of this film is the directing and the special effects. So yeah guys, overall I actually did enjoy Event Horizon. Like I said, the special effects and, the directing I think are the highest points of the film. I think those are, really the redeemable qualities, about the film. The acting, I didn't think it was bad, but it wasn't, great. So, I mean, it's not bad acting. You have two good stars in there. In terms of character development, I think that's really the major flaw in this film, the writing. Just thought that they could have flushed them out more and made us care more about them dying. But yeah, still enjoyable film. I would not fully recommend it to people, but I would recommend it if you're into sci-fi horror. If you just want to check a film out. If you want to check it out for the gore, check it out for the gore alone, because that is enough to satisfy, horror fans. Because, if you go into this, being told what I got told, it has some stuff from The Shining, Alien, and Hellraiser. It has elements of those films in this film. You'll really see the Hellraiser elements, because, don't want to spoil nothing, but there's a really cool scene towards the end that you really got to watch, because it is pretty disturbing. But yeah, overall, if I had to rate this film, I'd probably rate it a 7 out of 10. Thought it was a little bit above average. I don't think it's a terrible film, but it's not a great film. It's not as good as Alien, Aliens, The Thing. It isn't as good as Hellraiser, The Shining, all those films. I don't think it's as good as those, but for a late 90s horror film, I thought it was pretty decent. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. That was my review over Event Horizon. So yeah, guys, stay tuned for Little Rocker Cuties video tomorrow, and also I'm going to leave our Facebook and our website link down in the description. If you guys would definitely go check those out, that would help us out tremendously. And thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.